System tags in Ignition are really important because they allow you to see the status and diagnostics of the Ignition server as well as the information about each running client. So system tags can be found in the tag browser in the designer under the folder called System. You can expand that and there are two subfolders, Client and Gateway. The Client folder are tags where every running client is going to have different values. So the values are not, they're unique across every client. They are not the same globally. The Gateway folder is global to every client that's out there, to the entire server. They provide us information about the server. So let's take a look at that folder first, the Gateway folder. If I expand that, I have quite a few different folders inside of it. At the very bottom, I have two system tags that show us the current time as well as the current time zone that we're in for the Ignition server. The alarming folder gives us tags about which alarms are currently active. So we can see the count of how many alarms are active and acknowledged, active and unacknowledged, cleared and acknowledged, cleared and unacknowledged. And we can actually drag any of these tags, of course, onto screens to view this information. The database folder will show us for every database connection we have at Ignition, we'll see if it's currently available, what the throughput is, and how many connections are active, and just really a lot of information that we can look at for diagnosing our database connection. The performance folder shows us tags about the Ignition server, such as CPU usage, max memory, memory usage, and memory utilization. So typically memory utilization and CPU usage are the two that pretty much everybody wants to take advantage of. Because if the memory goes really high, like say it's over 90%, you may want to be notified when that condition happens, because that means your server is doing a lot of work. Under the redundancy folder, we have tags about a redundant configuration, if this is set up. Right now, my role is independent. I don't have redundancy set up. But if you did, you can see which role you're currently at, if it's master, if it's backup, so you know where you're currently running. The sessions folder shows us all of how many sessions we have running right now for clients as well as designers. So all these system tags for the gateway provide us information that we can look at. What's really important about them is that we can actually right-click and edit these tags, any of them, and we can actually store them in the historian, so we can log the values over time, and we can do alarming to be notified when certain conditions happen. So very commonly, people will alarm on CPU usage and memory utilization for these system tags. Now the client tags, the client folder, are tags again that are going to be unique for every client. That shows us information about what the host name is for that client, what the IP address is for the client, what the current time of the client, the edit count of the project, the project that we have open, the operating system, the Java version that we're having, and the Ignition version that we're at. If you go down to the user folder, exactly who's logged in, what roles they're logged in as, what window they're currently on, and so forth. These tags, you can't alarm on these tags because they're part of the client, but you typically can bring these tags on the screen so you know information about that client. Very commonly, the username here, you drag onto a screen so we can see who's logged into the client at that time. So these system tags are very important for us because we can see a lot of good status information that we can bring onto our screens, as well as potentially log into the historian and do alarming on them.